Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Nicky and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Nicky's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed. And the only correction that we give is a little tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Nicky's going to come home with his very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training lesson tomorrow. Now, Nicky is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Nicky heel. Now at this point, Nicky has a job to do, and that is to walk nicely next to your left leg, not forging ahead, not dragging you down the street, but keeping his shoulders even with your left leg. Each time that Rich stops his feet, Nicky has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. So when you're walking with him and you stop to cross traffic or you stop to talk to a neighbor, he should be sitting nicely and waiting for his next command. Nice automatic sits, and he's making great eye contact with Rich. And the valuable part about obedience training is that this gives you a way to interact with your dog that he's not taking advantage of you. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, we do not use his name. The long sit-stay can be practiced indoors as well as outdoors, and you're going to start out at about 30 seconds and slowly work up to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to him, he will quickly walk around him, back to his shoulders. Nicky remains seated until Rich got back to his shoulders, and Rich stops there. He praises him for a good job, and they take off heeling again. And you can tell that Nicky enjoys the attention. He enjoys getting praised for a good job, but he's not putting his mouth on Rich or in any way being aggressive. He's being a perfect gentleman, doing everything that he's being asked to do. Rich leaves him again in another sit-stay, and he turns to face him. And please practice indoors. That's where a lot of your problems were happening. So put your video on and practice along with it. This time, instead of returning back to him, Rich is going to demonstrate the come on command. It's Nicky come, and he should come and sit, not jump all over you. And then he returns back to heel and back sitting. Very nicely done, Nicky. Rich praises him for a good job. And this is going to change the whole dynamic of your relationship with Nicky, in that you have commands that he knows. We're going to give you hints to keep this going at home, so that he's not treating you like a chew toy. And always remember that if he starts to get aggressive, immediately stand up, because that makes you bigger than him. Now he's a big puppy. Rich makes him hold that sit-stay because that helps to develop focus and self-control. And then Rich calls him. He comes right in and sits, looks up at Rich, and then he goes back to heel and back sitting. Very nice. Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are our series of down commands, and there are 2. He's so cute. The first one is your down from a heel position. So always have Nicky seated first. You're going to use your left open palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down and stay. This again is a great exercise to practice right in your living room. You're going to work all the way up to 5 minutes on this down stay. When Rich returns back to him again, he walks all the way around him counterclockwise, ending up back where they started, back with Nicky on his left, at his shoulders, and then Rich tells him to heel again. So this is a new way for him to release his energy in a positive way. It engages his brain, it makes him think, and it changes your pack status so that you are the leader, not Nicky. And that's what happened. He just got a little out of whack and was taking total advantage of you. Rich turns to face him after he gives him that stay command. And then he uses his name and he calls him in. Very good. Always make him sit when he comes into you, and if you have guests or anything like that, just tell them, please don't pet the dog until I have him sitting, because he's in training. Because the training isn't going to stop when you pick him up tomorrow. That's just the beginning. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a distance. So with him seated at your left, you leave him in a stay and you turn to face him. Don't go all the way out to the end of your leash quite yet. Rich gives him the down and the stay. And that is your down from a distance. And Rich is telling him no when he goes to put his nose on the ground. Now we have demonstrated for you all of Nicky's formal on-leash obedience commands. He has come a long way in a short period of time. We want you to be able to keep this going at home. We've enjoyed having Nicky. He's a very smart dog, and smart dogs tend to outthink us humans. So I think that's what happened. So tomorrow you're going to get lots and lots of instruction to keep this going at home. And thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.